May I invite you to consider your intrinsic makeup as a person, and the way in which it can affect such things as your happiness and your ability to experience peace of mind. You can all too easily react to things or to events in your life, but automatically becoming anxious or stressed, angry or despondent. And this can happen even when you don't want it to, or when it's just not in your best interest. The reason we respond the way we do is that after an eon of evolution, we seem to become wired for survival rather than for happiness. So for instance, you know that you're competent and intelligent enough, and yet you might still experience a certain sense of unease or anxiety, feelings that if you let them can all too easily translate into insecurities that affect your confidence. And do you find that there are times when fear prevents you from performing at your very best? Also, you know that smouldering anger is more likely to harm you than poison the person it's directed at, but you still find it difficult to let go. And of course, you know that the best response to a challenging workload and a looming deadline is to remain calm and focused. But are there times when you're still hijacked by stress and anxiety? Occasionally even to the extent that you become like the proverbial rabbit, caught up in the headlights. So what might be going on with you? Because you're programmed to survive rather than to be happy, certain ancient survival instincts kick in. And if you think about it, it makes complete sense. Should you take a line through all your ancestors right back to the beginning of time, it might just occur to you that each person along the way will have survived at least long enough to have been able to procreate. And in a world as dangerous as ours has so often been, that's no small feat. And the same robust instinct to survive is still hardwired within you today. Even your sexuality is fueled by it. But at a time when such ancient impulses perhaps make less sense than they might have done for your primordial forefathers, it does stand to reason that from time to time they may cause some difficulty in your life. And the difficulty might not necessarily just be on an emotional level either. Even your body can get caught up in the process. Hormones such as cortisol, adrenaline and dopamine are automatically released into the system, sometimes reinforcing really tricky thoughts and feelings right there on a physical level. But despite all this intrinsic programming, there's no need for you to remain a slave to your evolutionary past. There are effective ways to step out of automatic pilot, take better control of your responses, and even perhaps experience that inner peace that can sometimes prove so elusive. So rather than to be battered by ongoing mood swings or held hostage to intense feelings, might I invite you to discover different ways of responding to the world, ways that could change your life in a very real way. In the words of Japanese writer Haruki Murakami, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. My name is Christopher Norris. I live and I work in London, but for those of you from further afield, I also work online.